This is task 1B part 4, where you're asked to create the formulae and functions required for the proposal worksheet, except for the total cost, which means we can ignore the discounts and working out the category, etc. So we're going to be mainly on these formula, the day of the week, which is going to be based on the start date, and then these other formulas here. We'll start off with the day of the week. Now we've already got our start date named as start date, so we can make reference to that. And we need to find out what the actual day is of that week. Well, there's a function called text, where if we use this start date here, and say that we want to display days by putting in 4 letter D's like this, it will show us the day of that week. There we go, Wednesday. The next calculation that we need to work out is the years that have been charged for. Now, to do that, we're going to need to make reference to the end year and the start date. The end year hasn't been named yet, so I'm going to name that end year. And basically, we're going to be subtracting the start date from the end year. So we'll just start off by looking at how we do that. So we can say equals end year minus, now we need to know what the year is of the start date. So we use a function called year, and then we say the start date. Now we need to have a look at this and whether it's worked or not. It's saying 15 years. I'm just going to change this to a closer date, 2020, and it's saying 4 years. Now the years that are charged, if we look at this, it says the lease will start on that date, but no charges will be made until the following year. So that would be, in this case, 2017. So let's have a look, 2017, 18, 19 and 2020, because we go all the way to the end of 2020. That's 4 years. So we don't need to add anything on to be inclusive of the years because it's already done that. Next we need to look at the months that haven't been charged. Now the months that haven't been charged are going to come from here, and we're going to be looking at which months haven't been charged for. Well, they've got free of charge April through to December. Now that's got to be inclusive of April because it does say number of months including incomplete months that will not be charged. So our instinct would be to say, well, we'll do 12 minus whatever that month is. And we can find out what the month is by doing month of this actual month here. And that's come up as 8. Well, if we work this out, we've got April, and use your fingers for this, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Now if you use your fingers there, you'll notice we came to 9. And that's why we need to use 13, because we've got to be inclusive of that April. So I'm going to change that to 13. Now in the real coursework, you're going to be doing some things a little bit different to this, but the same sort of principles will apply. You'll probably find that the int function is going to be useful to you, and the mod function as well, because you're going to have to find weeks or days or months within a specific year, and that is going to help you to do that. Now to work out the total months, we need to refer to the years charged and the months not charged. So years charged, we'll call that years charged, and months not charged, we'll call that months not charged. Now it's quite straightforward really, because in the 4 years there's going to be 12 months in each year, so it's going to be equal to the years charged times 12, and then we're going to need to add on to that the months here that weren't charged for, and that will tell us the total months that the lease actually exists for, which in this case is 57. Now in terms of evidence, you need to look at the name manager. So if we go to formulas, you'll need to show the name manager like you've done before. Remember, make sure that all the data that's necessary is showing. That's in the refers to column and the name column. Show that. It's also useful for your teachers and for your the moderators. Remember, happy teacher, happy moderator, more likely to give you better marks, so keep them happy. If we were to highlight all the named cells that we've actually used. So we could just colour these in and then do a screenshot and just put some arrows showing what we called each of these named cells. And then you need to annotate each of your functions and formulae. So when you annotate this one, for example, you need to say what text does. You'll need to say why you put in start date, and you'll need to say why you put in DDDD. You've got to annotate every little part of every formula and every function. You're also going to need to print out a formula view. Now, to print out a formula view, there's a key on the keyboard. It's above the tab key, and we should be able to get a keyboard up here now. Let's have a look. So your tab key would normally be over here by the A and the Q, and just up in the top left hand corner there you'll see a backwards apostrophe. Now if you hold down Control and press that backwards apostrophe, it will show you your formula view. Or if you can't remember how to do that, go to Formulas, okay, and then you want the option that says Show Formulae. Okay, so it's not actually showing on this one. We'll make Excel a little bit bigger, and then we can actually choose the option that will say Show Formulae. There we go. Now, not all of these are showing fully. You can see that one's not full, and this one isn't. It's truncated. This is a little bit too wide here as well. And now when we print this, we need to make sure it fits on one sheet, and also that our row and column headings are showing. Now to get our row and column headings showing, we go to Page Layout, and we select Print for the headings. Now when we go to print it, we can check, make sure the headings and the rows are showing. At the moment it's going on to 4 pages. Well, the reason it's going on to 4 pages is because of this, so that's fine. It's only that that's causing us a problem. Otherwise we might need to consider changing it to landscape. But I just need to make sure I now only print page 1. I don't need to print all those other pages blank. And this is a bit that matters to us. So that's 1B part 4. Remember, you're going to get the marks for an important part of the evidence that you show.